God's love is coming to your life tonight. Don't ignore this. There is a shift in the heavens tonight. A stirring that cannot be explained by the movement of clouds or the sound of the wind. Something unseen is preparing to touch the scene. God's love is moving like a river breaking through its banks, and if your heart is open, if your spirit is still enough to hear, you will feel it pour into your life before this night is over. The delay is ending. The drought is breaking. Heaven has already whispered your name. For too long you have wondered if God still remembers you, if His promises have expired, if the silence meant He had turned away. But tonight, every unanswered question will begin to find its reason. Every moment of pain, every disappointment that tried to drown your faith, they were not endings, they were the waiting rooms of glory. God's love has not been absent, it has been waiting for this divine moment to arrive. This is not a coincidence, this is a visitation. You have prayed when no one listened, cried when no one saw, and yet heaven kept the record of every tear. Tonight, the record is being opened. God's love is stepping into your story with power. The kind of love that doesn't just comfort but transforms. The kind that doesn't just visit but stays. The kind that doesn't whisper promises, it fulfills them. When this love comes, the chains that held your heart will break, not because you fought harder, but because grace decided to win for you. There is a wind of divine remembrance blowing toward you. God has seen the nights when your faith trembled and yet you still said, "Lord, I trust you." That small whisper has reached His throne louder than any song could. And now, His answer is coming wrapped in fire, not to burn you, but to burn away everything that kept His love from fully entering your life. There will be moments tonight when you will feel the weight of His presence in ways you cannot explain. Do not run from it. Do not distract yourself. Let it fall upon you. That weight is not sorrow, it is glory descending. God's love is not gentle like a candle tonight, it is mighty like a storm of light. It comes to overturn what has been keeping you small. The fears that told you, "You'll never heal." The voices that whispered, "You'll never be enough." Those lies will tremble in the presence of truth. Because when God's love shows up, identity is restored. You will remember who you are, not the version that life reduced, but the one heaven designed. You are not forgotten, not forsaken, not finished. You are about to witness what divine timing looks like. Every delay you thought was denial was actually divine design. God was not punishing you with waiting, He was preparing you with strength. He was teaching your soul how to carry the blessing without breaking under it. And now, because you stayed, because you didn't let the darkness define you, you are standing at the threshold of release. Heaven has opened its gates, and love is flowing through them like rivers that cannot be stopped. This love will find you where you are. It will enter your home, your mind, your heart. It will calm your storms and silence the noise. You will sense a peace that makes no sense, that is how you'll know it's Him. It's not imagination, it's visitation. It's not coincidence, it's calling. And when you feel that gentle warmth or that sudden stillness, know this: God's love is touching the places you didn't even have words for. Tonight is sacred. The veil between heaven and your heart is thin. Everything that tried to convince you God was distant will be silenced by this encounter. You may not see angels with your eyes, but you will feel their movement around you. You may not hear thunder, but your spirit will recognize that something eternal has entered the room. Because God's love is not an idea, it is a living force, and tonight it has chosen you as its dwelling place. There is a moment in every believer's life when faith stops being theory and becomes encounter. That moment is not marked by thunder or miracles you can touch, it is marked by an inner awakening that changes everything. Tonight, that awakening is approaching you. You may feel restless, or emotional for no reason. You may find your thoughts drawn toward forgiveness, or suddenly sense gratitude rising within you after a long season of numbness. That is not your mind wandering, that is your spirit beginning to feel the nearness of divine love. God's presence moves quietly before it moves visibly. It starts as a whisper before it becomes a roar. And tonight, that whisper has entered your atmosphere. Do not doubt what you feel. The world trains you to dismiss the subtle things, to call them coincidence or emotion. But the spiritual realm is built on the subtle, on soft winds, gentle nudges, quiet tears that fall without reason. These are the signs that heaven is brushing against your soul. God does not always announce himself with sound, sometimes he arrives as stillness that suddenly feels alive. And when that happens, your only task is to yield. Let go of the need to understand. Let your heart receive. The love that comes tonight is not the shallow comfort of the world, it is the love that resurrects dead things. You will see it in the way your hope begins to breathe again. You will feel it when you realize that what once hurt no longer holds power over you. It is the love that unties knots in your spirit that have been there for years. You have tried to fix yourself, heal yourself, prove yourself, but God's love does not need your effort, it only needs your surrender. When His love comes, it doesn't ask for your strength, it gives you new strength. It doesn't demand perfection, it delivers transformation. Do you remember the times you thought, maybe I've missed my chance? God says, you haven't missed anything I've written for you. The path may have twisted, but my purpose did not. I am the God who redeems lost time, who restores broken years, who reopens doors no one thought could ever swing again. My love does not just forgive your past, it rewrites it. Every wound becomes a testimony. Every failure becomes the soil for future fruit. I did not let those things happen to destroy you, I allowed them so that my love could show its power through them. There are angels walking through your timeline tonight. They are carrying things you thought were gone forever: joy, peace, laughter, divine connections, answered prayers. You will begin to see signs, small at first, then undeniable. Encounters, confirmations, timing that feels too precise to be random. Do not call it luck, call it love. God's love moves in patterns that only faith can decode. When you start to see it, whisper thank you, even if it's only a beginning, because gratitude opens the gate wider. Tonight, Heaven is calling your name in a new way. You are not being summoned to survive, you are being summoned to rise. The Spirit of God is hovering over the chaos of your life the same way He hovered over the waters at creation, waiting for your agreement. When you say, "Yes, Lord, let your love come," you give Him permission to speak light again. And where there is light, darkness loses all rights. This is why your enemy has fought you so hard, because he knew this moment of breakthrough was written for you. But no chain forged against divine timing can remain intact. The hand of God is already breaking it. You will begin to notice a shift in your desires. The things that once drained you will no longer attract you. The things that once scared you will begin to feel conquerable. That's what happens when love fills a soul. Fear loses oxygen. Worry loses its throne. You begin to realize that you are held, guided, known. You stop begging for proof and start living from peace. That peace will become your shield. Even if storms rage outside, inside you there will be stillness, because divine love has taken residence. God's love tonight is also healing relationships, not always by keeping people together, but by releasing you from unhealthy attachments that block your destiny. He will realign who belongs in your journey. Some people will drift away gently, others may leave abruptly, but every shift will be guided by His hand. Do not chase what He removes, make space for what He sends. You are being positioned for promises that require your heart to be clean and your focus to be sharp. This is why His love sometimes feels like loss before it feels like blessing. But in time, you will see, what left was never your foundation, it was only scaffolding. Love is building something lasting now. You may wake in the middle of the night tonight, not out of anxiety but out of divine stirring. If that happens, do not reach for your phone. Just sit with the silence. Whisper His name. You will feel Him draw near. You might cry, you might laugh, you might simply breathe differently, but whatever happens, let it. That is holy ground. God's love often moves most deeply when the world is asleep, when distractions are low, and your soul is raw enough to receive. He has been waiting for this night to meet you like this, unguarded, honest, hungry for Him. There are moments when the atmosphere shifts and your soul can sense it before your mind understands it. This is one of those moments. The unseen realm is aligning for you, not because of your perfection, but because of divine compassion. God's love is not responding to your worthiness, it is responding to your need. And the Father has chosen this night to pour what you have long hungered for. You are not reading these words by chance, this is a divine appointment. Heaven orchestrated this encounter because your spirit has been calling for it, even when your lips were silent. There is a new anointing coming upon your life. It will not arrive with noise, but with clarity. You will begin to understand things that once confused you. You will see how every delay, every unanswered prayer, was preparing you for this flow of love that cannot be shaken. God is rebuilding you from the inside out. He is not adding patches over pain, He is creating a new heart within you. You will feel lighter, clearer, stronger, not because the world changed, but because His love inside you is rewriting your reactions, your hopes, your sense of identity. You may notice your heart becoming tender again. Where bitterness tried to live, compassion will begin to bloom. That is evidence of His touch. He is teaching you to love again, not from fear, but from abundance. His love in you will no longer depend on how people treat you. It will flow because it comes from an eternal source that never dries up. You will learn to love without being emptied, to give without being drained, to forgive without losing your peace. That is the maturity of divine love, and it is being birthed in you tonight. For too long you have lived in survival mode, doing what you had to just to make it through. But survival is not your calling, transformation is. God's love is not content with you merely surviving, it is determined to make you thrive. His love doesn't just mend broken pieces, it melts them into something entirely new. The pain that once defined you will soon become your platform for power. What used to feel like the end of your story will become the testimony that brings others back to hope. You are stepping into a new spiritual season. The signs of it are already forming. Dreams will carry meaning again, worship will feel alive again, prayer will stop being a duty and start being a meeting. The Holy Spirit is breathing on the dry bones of your faith, and suddenly, where there was only routine, there will be revelation. You will begin to notice divine synchronicities, songs that speak exactly what you needed to hear, verses that appear when you least expect, moments that confirm what your spirit already knew. These are not coincidences, these are the footprints of love walking beside you. Do not be afraid when the old starts falling away. The shifting you feel is not loss, it is rearrangement. God is clearing the stage of your life so His glory can stand in the center. The people who could not understand you, the doors that would not open, the prayers that seemed delayed, all of them are part of the orchestration that leads to this awakening. He was never ignoring you, He was preparing a perfect moment where everything would align, where your readiness and His timing would meet. That moment is now. There is a fire in the Spirit tonight. Not a fire of destruction, but a refining flame. It is burning through fear, through shame, through the residue of yesterday. You may feel emotions rise suddenly, tears you can't explain, memories resurfacing. Do not resist them. This is how God's love heals. It brings light to what was hidden, not to shame you, but to cleanse you. He is not exposing your wounds, He is closing them. Let Him. The places that once hurt will soon carry healing for others. That is the mystery of divine love, it transforms pain into power. God's love is also whispering instructions into your heart tonight. They may not sound loud, but they will be clear. He might tell you to release something, to forgive someone, to step forward in faith where you've been afraid. Trust that voice. The same love that comforts you also calls you. It doesn't just heal, it leads. Where His love leads, provision follows. You will never lack when you walk in obedience to love. There are blessings already traveling toward you, conversations, connections, doors, and divine timings that will make sense only later. Do not rush them. Let love work its perfect timing. The breakthrough you're waiting for may not come as a loud miracle, but as quiet alignment. Suddenly, the right opportunity, the right word, the right peace will appear, and you will realize, this is love fulfilling its promise. When the night grows still and your mind begins to wander, speak this truth softly: God's love is here. Say it until it sinks past your thoughts and into your spirit. Because that declaration will open your atmosphere. You don't have to fight for what's already yours, you only have to receive. And when morning comes, it will not just be a new day, it will be a new you. The love that found you tonight will continue to walk beside you tomorrow. You will notice a new strength in your heart, a fresh clarity in your mind. The weight of yesterday will no longer define how you move. Because when God's love truly enters, everything shifts, not outside first, but within. And once the inside is free, the outside must follow. As the night deepens, heaven's nearness becomes undeniable. The atmosphere around you has changed, not in sound or sight, but in spirit. The love of God that has been chasing you through years of noise and pain has finally caught up. And now, as it wraps around you, you will understand what it means when Scripture says, "Perfect love casts out fear." Because in this moment, fear loses its voice. Doubt loses its argument. You realize that you were never abandoned, only being prepared for an encounter too holy to happen before its time. You have been walking through fire, but you were never alone in it. Every tear you shed watered the ground that is now about to bear fruit. Every sleepless night became the soil where faith took root. The love that comes tonight does not erase your past, it redeems it. It walks into the ruins and says, "I will rebuild here." The parts of you that felt too broken to matter will become the very places where His glory shines brightest. You are about to witness beauty rise out of ashes, not because you forced it, but because divine love refuses to leave anything in ashes forever. You might not feel fireworks, you might only feel peace, but peace is what heaven sounds like when it rests on a soul. That quiet assurance, that sudden release in your chest, that warmth that feels like light, that is God proving His promises in silence. The love that has come tonight is not temporary, it will linger, guide, and grow. You may not understand all that is shifting, but you will know this much: something sacred has started, and it will not end until it transforms everything. God's love is not just an emotion, it is power. It moves through time, rewriting what seemed fixed. It walks into family lines and heals generational pain. It enters your body and strengthens what was weak. It breathes into dreams that seemed dead and says, "Live again." His love does not just comfort, it resurrects. There are visions you once had, things you used to believe you were called to do, that will awaken again in the coming days. You will feel fresh passion rise, not from striving, but from divine stirring. That is love calling you back into purpose. Heaven's love is also protective. God is setting divine boundaries around you now. Not to limit you, but to shield you from distractions that steal your focus. Some paths will close, some invitations will fade, and you must not mourn them. They are not rejection, they are protection. The love that truly wants you to flourish will never lead you into confusion. It will make you stable, anchored, clear. Soon, you will feel the first results of this night's visitation. The burdens that felt immovable will begin to lift. The worries that chased your peace will lose their power. There will be days ahead when you suddenly realize that what used to make you anxious now only makes you pray. That is transformation, not the absence of problems, but the presence of divine confidence. God's love doesn't promise an easy path, it promises a steady one. And as this love settles deeper, you will notice yourself becoming a vessel. You will begin to carry peace into places where there has only been noise. You will start speaking hope where others see nothing left. You won't even have to try, your presence will shift rooms because you'll carry the residue of heaven. People will sense something different in you, and that difference will not be personality or power, it will be love. The same love that found you tonight will flow through you like light through stained glass, coloring everything you touch with grace. You are now walking into a divine season of clarity and closeness. There will be whispers in prayer, moments of knowing without explanation, directions that simply unfold. You will see how God leads not by shouting, but by aligning. Every step will have grace attached. Every door that opens will have peace inside it. This is how love leads, not by pressure, but by presence. So do not rush what God is building in you. Let His love keep unfolding. Speak to Him often, even in simple words. Tell Him your fears, your gratitude, your needs. He does not require perfect prayers, He desires honest ones. His love is not looking for performance, it's looking for permission. Every time you invite Him in, He comes. Every time you whisper His name, He answers, even if the answer is silence, because sometimes silence is the sound of God trusting that you already know He's near. Before this night ends, take one deep breath and say quietly, God's love is here. Let that truth fill your chest. Let it anchor you. Because the same love that met you tonight will rise with you in the morning. It will walk into tomorrow ahead of you, preparing places, softening hearts, making paths straight. You are no longer walking alone. You never were, but now you know it. And as this awareness settles, something eternal will echo inside you. You are loved, chosen, covered, called. You are the child of a love that never sleeps, never gives up, never fades. The heavens know your name. The light of God surrounds you. His Spirit dwells within you. His love is not coming anymore, it has arrived. And from this night forward, everything changes. Because when divine love finally reaches a soul that has waited faithfully, heaven doesn't whisper, it declares, "This one is mine." And nothing in this world or beyond can ever undo that truth.